Florida, the 26th Outback Bowl. Representing the Big Ten, the team with the best conference record this season, 10-3 from East Lansing, the Michigan State Spartans. No team has won more Big Ten games the last 2 seasons than the Spartans. They beat their arch rivals from Ann Arbor for the 4th consecutive year. And Kirk Cousins and company authored one of the magic moments of the 2011 college football season, the answered Hail Mary against Wisconsin. And they capped their season against the Georgia Bulldogs, who rallied from an 0-2 start to win 10 consecutive games. The Dogs doing it with dominating defense and explosive offense, taking them to the SEC championship game. And Mark Richt's winners of the SEC East try to cap this come-from-behind season with one last victory and a potential springboard to a high ranking in 2012. We welcome you to 2012 Outback Bowl here on ABC. Mike Tirico, along with the guy who coached the best team this city's ever seen in the stadium. John Gruden coached the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl. Let's talk about these two teams, and let's start with Georgia. Aaron Murray is a quarterback who not a lot of people are talking about with the elites yet, but they will. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
I think he's a future Heisman Trophy candidate. This young man's thrown for 57 touchdowns in just 2 years as a starter, and he's from right here in Tampa, Florida. He'd like nothing better than to come home today and deliver Georgia their 11th victory. And he's got a cast of young receivers that can go get the football. Aaron Murray has done nothing but get better and better in his 2 years in Athens, Georgia, and he'll be tested today by a very good Michigan State defense.
And a lot of pressure, a lot of tickets required from Murray and Orson Charles, outstanding tight end. They both went to the same high school 3 miles from here. Let's spin it over to Michigan State. What a turnaround it's been. The culture has changed in East Lansing, large part because of a senior class that John plays its final game here today, and they're led by their quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Well, Kirk Cousins, the winningest quarterback in Michigan State history. He's beaten Michigan 4 times, 3-time team captain. Intangibles are off the charts. But what I like the most about Cousins is this kid can play. He can throw the ball off his back foot. He's got a lot of really good, talented receivers. B.J. Cunningham, number 3, the all-time leading Spartan receiver. Cousins is a winner. The only thing he hasn't won is a bowl game, and today gives him that opportunity. But this young man is starving to go out a winner today with the Spartans.
We check in with our sideline reporter here at the Outback Bowl, Jen Brown. Hello, Jen.
Hello, Mike. Thanks so much. Well, I caught up with Kirk Cousins, Michigan State's quarterback, just moments ago and asked him what it felt like to put that Spartan uniform on one final time. And he said, Jen, it wasn't until I got to the stadium and I got in the locker room that I started to feel a sense of urgency. I looked around at all of my fellow seniors and realized all that we had gone through and really wanted to put a final stamp on winning a bowl game here today. Now, head coach Mark Richt for the Georgia Bulldogs told me that they're looking at this game not only as the last game for the 2011 season, but also as a springboard for the 2012 season, almost as if it's the first game for them of the 2012 season. Quarterback Aaron Murray told me that he feels great about their returning team for next season, and he thinks that they're going to be able to contend for a national championship, Mike.
Okay, Jen, it's a very common theme around this Georgia program. What's going to happen next year of a lot of players coming back? It's different places, these programs. The Spartans had only been to one bowl in 5 prior years before Mark D'Antonio came from Cincinnati, where he coached the Bearcats. He's turned the culture around. He's cleaned things up in East Lansing. Kevin Muma from Troy, Michigan. One of the best in terms of touchbacks in the FBS this year. Set to kick it off from Tampa. Off we go with the 2012 Outback Bowl. Brandon Boykin will field it at the 2. And the senior from Fayetteville, Georgia, across the 25. And Aaron Murray will bring it down to the 26-yard line. We mentioned John, only 3 miles down the road where he played his high school ball. Couple of years at Georgia, he's shown a lot of pro tools.
He has great production. This is a real student of the game. Notice his athletic ability today. He can get away from pressure and create with his legs. At the end of the day, he is surrounded with very talented wideouts here at Georgia, and he can really throw the football.
Going off to his left there, number 7, Orson Charles. That was his high school teammate at Plant High School here in Tampa. And both of those guys hoping for some big hookups here today. Drive start from the 27. First pass complete to Marlon Brown. Highly acclaimed out of high school in Memphis. Hasn't produced to that acclaim just yet.
Right away, Georgia's jumping into the no-huddle offense. They want to try to wear down Michigan State. They're light inside. They've only got a couple defensive tackles. They're going to try to wear them down.
Ken Malcolm is the running back. It'll be a toss to the outside to Tavares King, who has a Georgia first down as he's just shy of the 40-yard line. That's Jarrell Worthy, first-team AP All-American at juniors, to kind of taking a look at the NFL. We'll see what happens in this game, but John, he's going to be on the field a lot. Has to be.
Yeah, he better be playing with great stamina today because this is the third snap already for this Georgia offense. No huddle. And keep an eye on middle linebacker Max Bulla of Michigan State. When he sees Murray audible, he's going to try to audible back for the Michigan State Spartan defense.
Bulla's number 40. The run to Malcolm. Across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Isaiah Lewis made the tackle. So some impact players for the Dogs when they have it. Isaiah Crowell, a running back who led them in rushing but is not starting. And Cordy Glenn, their left tackle, very important in protection.
And the Spartans are led, obviously, by Jarrell Worthy, you talked about. He's a dominant inside presence. And Max Bulla is a coach on the field as the middle linebacker for this Spartan defense.
After a gain of 5, here's Malcolm with a run. Gain of only a couple of yards. One headline Spartan fans, Trenton Robinson, a captain, second team all Big Ten coaches selection, their free safety out of Bay City, Michigan. Sat for disciplinary reasons at the opening of this game, but Robinson quickly on the field. The team rule violation. He's back out there now, an important down, 3rd and 2. Redshirt sophomore Murray. Tavares King in the open field. Stopped shy of the first down. So the Spartans with Marcus Rush, after one first down, will force a punt.
Well, that's just great team defense by Michigan State. Ball's thrown quickly on the perimeter. You're counting on your receivers to get a block, but you really just rely on effort if you're a Michigan State Spartan defense. They do an excellent job running to the football. Nice play by Rush.
Second of the Big Ten, top 20 in the nation. Keyshawn Martin back for the punt of Drew Butler. Martin got a fair catch at the 10. He let it go, and it rolls down to the 2. So a long field coming for the Spartans as Blake Sailors went down to down it. Well, for the final time, Michigan State's offense is led onto the field by the senior quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, we've talked about his experience. And I think what's really going to be important for Cousins today is to find some kind of running game against this Georgia defense. They do not want to fall behind in the down and distance against the Georgia Bulldogs. They rush the passer as well as any team in college football.
Dogs are late to the party there on offense, or defense, I should say. And Cousins with a first down throw. That could be a safety. Did the ball break the plane? It did not. A safety. Brandon Boykin with the tackle of Keyshawn Martin. They throw a lot of bubble screens, and Boykin, who looks like he injured himself on that play, tackles Martin there inside the end zone, and it's a safety.
Well, Todd Grantham, the defensive coordinator, told us there'll be no bubble screens in this football game. Watch the left corner, number 2, Brandon Boykin. Recognize it. He's going to fire away and beat a block and make an impact tackle backed up for the Georgia defense. Boykin can do a lot of things for this Georgia football team. He's an excellent returner. He's played offense, and he's a top-flight corner.
Look at who's the interim mascot there. It's Todd Grantham, the defensive coordinator, who has an NFL background and also has a background with Nick Saban.
Yes, he does. And I do know this about Todd Grantham. He does not like easy completions against his defense. No bubble screens, and he proved it early in this game.
On the free kick, here come the Dogs with Sanders Cummings catching the free kick and bringing it out to the 45-yard line. Here's Crowell with his second rush, not going anywhere, with the Spartans waiting for him on defense. I know some of you watched that Baylor-Washington game up and down. We talked about Case Keenum and the offense there. These are two very good defenses. Spartans top 10 in points allowed. Dogs top 10 in yards allowed. Matter of fact, only Alabama and LSU allowed more yards per game Then you have Georgia third. See if they squeeze in one last play before the end of the quarter. With the wind in his back one last time in this half, the pass is blocked and back into the hands of Murray. So it's a catch, completion, and a reception, but a loss of 3 yards as Anthony Rashad White caught it to end this first quarter. After one, the Outback Bowl, Georgia 2, Michigan State nothing. And we'll continue from Tampa after these messages. And a word from your ABC station. Take a look at today's quarterback spotlight, brought to you by Dove Men Plus Care. 11-4-11. Two guys certainly comfortable in their own skin. Kirk Cousins, the senior. Aaron Murray, the sophomore. With no incompletions, but a safety and 8 tackles for loss. Highlight a defensive-minded opening quarter. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Jen Brown with you. 2012 Outback Bowl here on ESPN. 3rd and 10. Georgia brings 5. Cousins throws off the hands of his 5th-year senior tight end Brian Lithicum. And it'll be 3 and out after the turnover for Michigan State's offense.
We talk about statistics, how both of these defenses are in the top 5. A lot of it has to do with their 3rd down defenses. Both of these teams, Georgia and Michigan State, get off the field on 3rd down. Another great job by the defense of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Brandon Boykin back for the Mike Sadler punt. Sadler's going to kick it. And this one will go all the way through in a touchback, and Georgia will start a 5th drive in a row inside their own 20. Richard Samuels now the back. Aaron Murray protected. There's a shot downfield. The man open. Tavares King inside the 20. All the way home. Touchdown, Georgia.
Tremendous execution by Georgia and a brilliant throw by Aaron Murray. It's a gap protection, maximum protection. They sprint Murray out to his right, and they get King one-on-one with a safety, and the ball's thrown perfectly.
Yards from Tavares King on the pass from Murray. Touchdown 34 on the season. Extra point added by Blair Walsh, and Georgia scores the first touchdown of the game to take a 9-0 lead.
Well, it's going to be a sprint protection. You're going to see protection on both sides of the formation. It allows Murray to move to his right, and right there in the slot, you're going to see Tavares King on a double move. And that ball is thrown perfectly. Watch King push up the field, nod to the outside, and then win to the post. And he beat a good safety in Trenton Robinson. Second big play for Tavares King, number 12.
Key word there being a safety. A guy like that, King in coverage. And that's the longest play in the 26-year history of this bowl game. Also a career long for both the quarterback Murray and the receiver King. Nick Hill out of Chelsea, Michigan with the return. Little speedster Nick Hill to the 36-yard line.
Nick Hill on the return.
There's 17, the last one to do it. Cousins pass complete to Cunningham. First down at the 43-yard line. Your office, the FFCA office, where we see the quarterbacks come before the draft. You got a chance to have both quarterbacks over there.
I sure did. I couldn't get rid of either one of these guys. Cousins and Murray love football, but this Aaron Murray's special, and I'm biased because he's from Tampa, been well trained by Robert Weiner at Plant High School. But I really enjoy being with Aaron Murray. I think he's got a promising future.
Cousins almost threw a pick 6 going the other way. Ogletree had it on his hands and couldn't convert. Both quarterbacks, John, when you visited with them, really good football acumen and understanding of the game, and put those necessary quarterback hours in, given the defenses they see.
And I think that's a credit to both of these programs. Well coached. It starts at the top with Mark D'Antonio. Huge 3rd down.
Bell stays in for pressure. Come back to Linthicum, the tight end. Held on to by Sanders Cummings. Stayed up momentarily, took a second shot as the ball went out of bounds. And it'll be shy of the first down, I do believe. Linthicum helped over to the Spartans training table. Started his career at Clemson. 3 touchdowns there his freshman year, then transferred to Michigan State. But he's shy of the first down, so that's another 3 and out. And another kick. Going back to the 5 to take it is Boykin getting out of space. Look out. Boykin needs some space. He's got the far side. One block away is Boykin across midfield. Breaking free. A spectacular touchdown.
His draft status just changed, Mike. He hit that like a rocket. Reverses his field. Finds a lane, and he is gone. Brandon Boykin. Not many players in SEC history have returned to football better. And a lot of it he does on his own. But what tremendous vision, open field elusiveness, and flat-out finishing speed. Michigan State got to be careful, Mike. They could get blown out of here.
92 yards. That is the longest play in Outback Bowl history. It erases the record that stood for all of a minute and a half on the clock when Aaron Murray hit Tavares King for 80 yards a moment ago. Boykin, who has 4 career kickoff returns for touchdown. One of 3 men in the SEC's history to do that. That time brings up punt back 92.
Sometimes when you're a coach, I used to say, put your heels at the 10 and do not return it inside the 10. I never coached Brandon Boykin, though. He obviously has the green light to pick it and get with it. That's a great return by Brandon Boykin. He hasn't been quite as productive this year, Mike, because opponents have been kicking the ball away from him because of his tremendous resume. But remember, Boykin causes a safety early in this game, and he just returns the ball 92 yards for a touchdown.
2 touchdowns in 87 seconds. And Michigan State needs a response. Here's Larry Paper. Goes up to the 25. First hit from Corey Campbell. Michigan State deferred, so their option to start the second half. But all Dogs, they had the flurry at the end of the first half. The long shot from King, the return by Boykin. 16-0 Michigan State. Chris Fowler in the H&R Block halftime report after this. Great talented high school musicians. They compete all year and are honored to be chosen by the Bowl Committee. Outback Bowl 2012 here in Tampa. 16-0 Georgia as we set to start the second half. Mike Tirico, John Gruden with you here in Tampa. It is a Michigan State offense that the speed, as Kirk Herbstreit mentioned at halftime, the SEC speed of the defense of Georgia, they can't get anything going, and they better find something quick.
And they've tried everything. They've tried double reverses, throwback screens. They've used the no huddle. Nothing's worked, and a lot of that has to do with this Bulldog defense. They are good.
And a terrific player as well, and Brandon Boykin, who's changed the game with a safety and a punt return. And we take a look at him in our expert breakdown brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
Well, 3 big plays in the first half, and Boykin's made 2 of them. Here he is at left corner. He sees Keyshawn Martin coming across in motion. Cunningham blocks one Bulldog, and Boykin says, I'll take 2 points. Then he returns a punt inside his own 5-yard line. He goes to his left, back to his right. He sees a lane, and he turns on that speed. And it's a huge impact play in special teams. Watch his Cam Newton Stretch Armstrong celebration he does. Georgia's got some firepower. I think Mark Richt wants to prove to everybody that they have a top 5 football team coming back in Athens next year. They need to stay on the gas pedal. And Aaron Murray, he's made a couple great throws in the first half as well, Mike.
That 80-yard touchdown to Tavares King comes to mind right away. Very few incompletions as well for the sophomore. Murray, I'm glad you mentioned that, John, that top 5 for next year or top 10, wherever they end up. Some polls, the early polls, have him in that 5 or 6 range. It's what Jen Brown asked and what Mark Richt said before the game, that it's an important stepping stone for 2012. You always want to send your senior class out with a win. We've heard that 1,000 times from a million coaches. But that next year in this BCS system, having a good place to start from means a lot.
And full half left.
Blair Walsh kicking it. And it'll be Keyshawn Martin from 2 yards deep taking it out, and shy of the 23rd special teams play for Blake Sailors here today. Here's Jen Brown.
Thanks, Mike. Well, a little update for this Georgia offense. Their running back, Isaiah Coel, will not be playing the rest of this game. He went out in that second quarter with that left ankle injury. It is a re-injury of something that he had done earlier this season. I talked to Mark Richt about it. He said, Jen, don't worry. We've got plenty of backs. It's not going to affect us. We're ready to go. Obviously, we're ahead, so we're happy.
Yeah, that's one thing that they are not deficient in, number of running backs, Jen, with 4 different ones who started the last 5 games. Spartan offense. Nothing happened in the first half. Starts the same way in the second half. And guess who? Brandon Boykin. It's Le'Veon Bell for a loss of 3.
Well, he's a primary support player. They're playing 2 deep zone, and watch him just come off your right side, and he's unblocked. Boykin might be the MVP of this game, Mike. Terrible way to start the second half. Michigan State has had way too many plays go for negative yardage, and most of them on early downs.
It'll be a good interview. Says he wants to be a sportscaster. It's all said and done. He's got some playing days ahead of him. Here he is creeping off the edge. Now back in coverage as Cousins finds some open space, takes off, and Kirk Cousins gets down by the 22-yard line. Show you some numbers here from the first 30 minutes of the Outback Bowl. Only 4 rushing yards, 72 total yards for the Spartans, as Georgia had 80 of those 185 pass yards on that one big play, 80 to Tavares King. And this was the down, and they weren't all 3rd and longs that Michigan State struggled with. A lot of them in the 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8 range.
Blitz. See Ogletree at the bottom of the screen. Here comes Georgia.
Ogletree's 9. He's coming. Cousins got rid of it quick. But wrapping up is Sean Williams to keep it shy of the first down, depending on where the forward progress is marked.
Well, he's clearly short.
Yep.
An excellent drive and throw down tackle by the young safety, Williams.
It's twice that Sean Williams has wrapped up and kept the Spartans for first down, so new half, same story. 3 and out Michigan State.
We spent a lot of time with NFL teams this year, Mike, and walking around this Georgia hotel, you just felt like you were around an NFL team. These guys looked the part, playing great too.
Mike Sadler had poor hang time on that kick that was brought back by Boykin for a touchdown. This one away from Boykin with a friendly bounce for the Spartans. It's going to be 54 yards, and Georgia ball at the 21-yard line when we come back. 2.5 gone by. Some of the beach scenes at St. Pete Beach.
Don Cesar. Great hotel.
Georgia just 17 runs, 24 yards here today. Murray, play action. Pressure got picked up. He got out of the pocket and threw an interception. There's the turnover they needed. Darquez Denard gets his 2nd on the season.
Well, Tavares King started the block. He thought Murray was going to put it down and run. Murray changes his mind. Leighton fools Tavares King. Watch King turn and look for the football. He sees Murray scramble. He gets the block. Ball's intercepted. That's a quarterback and receiver not on the same page. That's why they have all those scramble drills week in, week out. Big turnover by the Georgia offense sets up Michigan State with great field position.
Not only is it their best starting position, it's 3 yards away from their deepest penetration of the game. What are you going to do with it? Cousins down the middle. That pass nearly intercepted. Linthicum, the tight end, had a tough time getting out of his break. He was being jostled.
Well, Christian Robinson carries Linthicum right down the middle. That's what an inside linebacker has to do in these 2 deep zone defenses. Michigan State, they need one of those flurries that we were talking about they have up at East Lansing this time of year now.
7 straight 3, and that's 9 possessions 8 of them have not gained a first down. Only the 4th snap in Georgia territory. Bubble screen was covered. Tried to still get it to Keyshawn Martin. It was incomplete. And you see the speed of Georgia, and that pride won. No bubble screens today.
Oh, I love it. You take away a big part of Michigan State's pass defense. I think Boykin's the nickel cover guy in the slot right here. He presses, he gets off a block. They're just ready for the quick bubble screens that Michigan State utilizes. Nothing has come easy at all for this Spartan offense today.
We always talk about the DBs, but Cornelius Washington in the throwing lane there. Forced Cousins to come down and eat it. 3rd and 10. Sideline throw caught for the first down, B.J. Cunningham. So there's the first down in a long time in front of Sanders Cummings.
I'm glad Cunningham's name came up. Timing pattern to the outside. Outside foot is back. He'll count 7 steps and roll it to the outside. Ball's thrown perfectly. You just need 1 foot in college football. Huge first down for Michigan State.
Deepest penetration of the afternoon for the Spartans. Headed to Keyshawn Martin. Trying to get Joel Foreman to pull for him, but again the speed. And again Boykin, gain of just 1.
Boykin. Hate to get too excited about this guy.
Go ahead, knock yourself out. Come on.
That ball's bouncing all the way out to the perimeter. You got to get off a block, and then go make a tackle. Look at this formation.
Showing some wrinkles. Saw them practice this at Faux Finotti. The tackle coming out to the left. Pass over the middle, caught by Linthicum. Hurt in the first half. Back here to the 18. First down gain of 17.
Well, that's a good call. That bubble screen's not working. Fake the bubble screen. Fake the bubble screen up here and throw the ball down the seam to your tight end. That's an excellent job by Dan Rauscher, the offensive coordinator, seeing what Georgia was doing to take away these quick bubble screens. Take advantage.
Georgia fans down this end. Welcome the Spartans to the red zone for the first time in 2012. The 18, Le'Veon Bell. Can he bounce it outside? Stiff arm and Boykin. And out of bounds to the 14, gain of 4. A lot of work to get 4 as well. Dan Rauscher, his 7th year coaching with Mark D'Antonio. All 5 at Michigan State, 2 before that at Cincinnati. He was a quarterback in his time at Northern Illinois, calling the plays for Coach D.
And this is an excellent staff. All 3 phases, a lot of continuity, and that sure helps.
More than half the staff has been at Michigan State this entire 5-year run. To the 13, Bell, with patience and good power, too, inside the 10. First and goal, MSU.
That creative shotgun running. You're going to see left tackle Dan France pull and be the escort of Le'Veon Bell. And Bell's a 238-pound back. We think he has an excellent stiff arm. He's a great traffic runner. First and goal, Spartans.
All started with the interception by Murray. Best field position of the day, and the Spartan fans who came from the great state of Michigan rise. From the 8, number 8, incomplete, looking for Cunningham. Well covered by Sanders Cummings.
Sanders Cummings covering B.J. Cunningham on a quick out. Looked like Kirk Cousins was a little tentative in throwing this. When you throw these outside breaking patterns, the timing has to be exact. Location has to be there. That time they had neither.
Keep the towel up to the other side. Can't see the signals. We asked Todd Grantham about that. He said, "You mean Slim? Slim's the guy. You know, little Slim Shady. Keeping the signals away from the opposition." Keith Nickel, the motion man. Here's Le'Veon Bell to the right. Bell at the 5. Touchdown, MSU.
That's just a big back. And finally, Boykin isn't up to the task. You know, Boykin missed a tackle in the LSU game on a counter play. That time, he struggles against Bell, the big back. One-on-one, stretch play, excellent cut block by the fullback, number 42, Todd Anderson. Springs Bell to the outside, and Michigan State's going for 2 points and try to make it a one-possession game.
7:52 left. Try to get it down to 8. A lot of options and a lot of trick things they do. Keyshawn Martin, 82. Keith Nickel, number 7. Nickel, a former quarterback. Also got B.J. Cunningham's jumping ability on a jump ball on a fade. Spartans to make it a one-possession game. Cousins, touchdown, 2-pointer, I should say. Lithicum.
Ball game, blown coverage by Georgia. Michigan State comes out in a bunch formation. 3 receivers scatter in different directions, and nobody covers. Linthicum in the back corner of the end zone.
Go green, go white. Sparty's on the board. We've got a game in Tampa. We thank the Spartan Bulldog cheering squads as well. More cheering from the gang in green and white. First signs of life after 7 straight 3-and-outs against this very good Georgia defense.
Dancer call. The safeties are just too wide. Millfield's wide open. Linthicum didn't win. He getting chance. So we may go right flex, go goal, and have you on a linebacker with the whole middle of the field. If you can outrun him and don't let him push you, then you win. Hopefully they're going to jump on that.
You get a little bit of why they love this kid. What a leader he is, Kirk Cousins. Kickoff return, bouncing to Boykin at the 4. Couldn't get to the outside. Spartans keep him shy of the 20. And everybody getting a little uptight here now. And a nice job by the officials to free for the first down. Malcolm with a nice cutback run. Here comes the redshirt freshman from Decatur, Georgia, to the 33. And 2 big runs. Let the dogs breathe. A gain of 21.
Well, it's a shotgun run. You're going to see Malcolm start to his left, cut back to his right. Golston was playing the quarterback. There's nobody left for Ken Malcolm. Good cutback run, and you can see why the Bulldogs are excited about this freshman, Ken Malcolm. Crowell gets all the ink, but Ken Malcolm is carrying the ball in the Outback Bowl.
Now Brandon Smith, defensive back, who had a carry in the first half for 9 yards and 11 carries during the regular season. Stands next to Murray. Goes the other way, and it's intercepted. Darquez Denard all the way home. Touchdown, Spartans.
That's 2 huge second half interceptions, and Denard takes his to the house. It's just an old-fashioned trips to the field. I see Michael Bennett running into the flat. I don't know if Murray saw Denard. Denard is rolled up in the flat. He's not backing up. He just jumps his flat route, takes it to the house. I think Murray thought Denard was going to backpedal and play quarters coverage. Completely fooled by the coverage. This veteran Spartan secondary playing great.
Michigan State will go for 2 of the time. Kirk Cousins back out there. Sends Le'Veon Bell to the end. Shovel pass. Well read and erased. Avery Jones, the junior out of Warner Robins, Georgia. But a big play he makes to stop the shovel pass from Martin. And it's a 2-point game with 1:47 to go in the 3rd. Darquez Denard is from the state of Georgia. Twiggs County High School in Dry Branch. First full season as a starter. And Mark Richt has seen what many coaches in the Big Ten have seen. Got to have Michigan State in a good place, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. Big plays, turn the game around. Michigan State in the closest one, down 2 to Georgia. Short kick, little confusion, and Boykin able to take it is Alexander Ogletree. the fullback, who brought it to the 28-yard line. Give it to him again. That time, Spartans, have we seen enough of you two? Denzel Jerome out of Plant City down here in Florida makes the tackle. That's always a storyline when you have Big Ten teams that recruit down in the state of Florida. You come back for a bowl game.
This game means a lot to Michigan State. You don't think they're tired of hearing about all this SEC owns the Big Ten stuff? Michigan State would love to prove that they're a top 10 team today with a big win against a quality Georgia team.
Tired of hearing the facts. The SEC's been better on the field with the Big Ten. Let's see what happens in this fourth quarter with a chance to prove it. Spartans turn it around with a 14-point third quarter. 2-point game, and off we go to the fourth as the 2012 Outback Bowl continues after this message. And a word from your ABC station. Fourth quarter begins here. Good game, 2-point game. 2nd and 14 for Georgia. And another tackle for loss. Chris Norman gets Brandon Smith a 7-yard loss and 12 tackles for loss in the game.
These two outside linebackers for Michigan, number 10, Chris Norman, number 28, Danico Allen, could care less what formation Georgia runs or who's in the backfield. They both have tremendous speed and playing range. Great open field tackle by Chris Norman. 3rd and a long way, Mike.
Need to get it over midfield. 3rd and 20. Spring pressure. Here's Malcolm working towards the middle of the field. And he'll be stopped. Denzel Jerome the tackle before the punt. All right, Adnan, the punt is away by Butler. Fair catch. Keyshawn Martin gets it at the 27. Nice job by Drew Butler, the Georgia punter, son of the legendary Kevin Butler of Bulldog kicking fame. Mark D'Antonio's bowl games. They lost to Matt Ryan and BC at the Champs Sports Bowl in Orlando by 3. One good quarterback. How about another first-round quarterback, Matthew Stafford, and Georgia in the 09 Capital One Bowl. Then the crazy offensive Mike Leach that he's now taken to Palouse in Washington State. They lost the Alamo Bowl to Texas Tech. And last year, an angry Alabama team led by Mark Ingram annihilated the Spartans. Embarrassing loss, 49-7. Trying to make up for that here today. Kirk Cousins. Nobody open. Seeking shelter and safety on the sideline. A lot of work for no gain.
Mark D'Antonio said to us, though, Mike, yeah, we've lost all those bowl games. But when you win 10 games, you're going to play against a good team in a bowl game. And that's what's happened to the Spartans. They've seen Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, and they're seeing a very good Georgia team today. But for the Spartans to take that next step, they need to win a bowl game for themselves.
Cunningham, Nickel, Cousins, all seniors. Bell's a sophomore. Only a gain of 2 yards.
Notice how these linebackers at Georgia just play off these big defenders up front. Ogletree again falls back and makes a beautiful tackle. Starts to his right, sees the ball, cuts back. Flush in the hole tackle by Alec Ogletree.
Fun bowl game, usually is. Good competition as well. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Jen Brown with you at the 2012 Outback Bowl. 3rd and 8 for Michigan State. They've rallied from down 16-0 at the half to get within 2. Georgia brings 4. Cousins throws over the middle. Keyshawn Martin, first down. Martin wrestles it just shy of midfield.
That's a great job by Cousins, stepping up in the pocket. Georgia turns the pass rush loose. You see 83, Cornelius Washington's hurt. Step up in the pocket, Kirk Cousins, and throw a strike to Keyshawn Martin, your fellow senior, who's an outstanding slot receiver. We've seen Martin return punts. Now he makes a big 3rd down reception. And Michigan State, first down near midfield.
Martin out of Inkster, Michigan, one of 5 in the FBS to score a touchdown 5 different ways this year. And here come the Dogs. Cousins throws, intercepted in the flat. It's Sean Williams. Got a block. Sean Williams inside the 15.
Todd Grantham, defensive coordinator, overload boundary angry blitz. And rotation comes to the side of the blitz. Is Todd Grantham. You're going to see an overload coming right here into the short side of the field, and you're going to see rotation come to the side of the blitz. And this ball's a side adjustment by Cousins. That is superb execution by the Georgia Bulldogs. Force a hot throw and cover the hot receiver. They don't do it that well in the National Football League, Mike. That's a great job by Todd Grantham and his Georgia defense.
That's what you said before, John. It's the pro concepts with these great Georgia athletes, and perfect coverage by Williams on the back end, a return of 45, and now the Dogs can go in and make it a 2-score game. And Malcolm the back never got a block from his fullback, Bruce Figgins, and Chris Norman with another tackle for loss.
Let's see if we can replay this and just listen live for ourselves. SEC versus Big Ten in the hole. That's good football.
Well, Murray took a snap and took a knee to try and force an encroachment violation. And then once Murray got hit, it led to the post-play pushing and shoving.
That's the old freeze play.
Yep, and you know, the official coming in from along the line of scrimmage, the head linesman, had his hand up saying it was a play and no game.
Teacher's center to snap the ball if there's a neutral violation by the defense, and that's just what Ben Jones did.
The defender was not in the neutral zone, so there's no defensive offside. It's third down.
Take a look at it.
Sees a little bit of movement, and he went up, and nobody was in the neutral. That's a really good call as Golston rose up there, and then you have all the stuff that happened after the play. But initially you're thinking, oh, of course he's in the neutral zone. He took the snap. He wasn't there. So a wasted down, 3rd and 13. The center, Ben Jones, playing his 49th game, snaps it. The sophomore Murray throws incomplete. Tavares King fell down. 4th down.
Well, they're clearly not on the same page. Murray and King should not miss this throw. King's wide open. I don't know if he's supposed to keep coming or stop. These two young men have had a lot of conversations so far.
Yeah.
That's the second time in key situations Tavares King and Aaron Murray have not been on the same page.
Blair Walsh, a senior, very good kicker over his history, but did miss 12 field goals this year from 32. Bangs it right through the middle. A big 3 points for Georgia as they turn the Cousins interception into 3. It's a 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Just under 10 to go. Great week here in Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete. Entire metro area chipping in for the support. Well, glory to Georgia. They're in the timeout after the Bulldogs score the field goal to take a 5-point lead. Blair Walsh, their kicker, tied the all-time school scoring record. Along with Billy Bennett, each have scored 409 points. Their Georgia career. Now Brandon Bogache, the other kicker, the senior, will come out and kick off. He's kicked off 17 times. Big kicks to Nick Hill. Nick Hill out of Chelsea, Michigan. It's a great speedster. Almost got through the wash. I saw this kid play high school football. He is a little exciting speed back who's coming along. Took it out to the 40-yard line. Big Ten losing. Penn State earlier today. All 3 games going on right now. Cousins gets it to the tight end. Linthicum has a ton of room. There goes Brian Linthicum, the senior, down the sideline. Linthicum all the way to the 10.
That is impressive by Linthicum and great execution. It's a counter throwback screen to Ben Linthicum. No one would have thought this would have happened in a football game. Linthicum acts like he's blocking. He picks this screen up and off he goes with the convoy of Spartans in front of him. And look who's running him down. It it's Alec Ogletree making a touchdown-saving tackle. That's excellent execution by this Spartan offense. First and goal, Michigan State.
Gain of 51, longest of his career. Spartans from the 9. The back is Edwin Baker. There goes Baker up the middle. Only a yard here. It's a 5-point game. Still with 9 minutes left. Linthicum, who has left the game twice with injury, had his best season of his career without a touchdown this year. Mentioned in the first half, he spent his freshman year at Clemson. You see his numbers buoyed by 5 catches, 92 yards today.
And with the ball on the left hash, the Spartans love to flood receivers to the field. Look at these 4 Michigan State Spartans flooded to the right side of this formation in a no-back set.
The 50-year senior Cousins throwing for Cunningham. Throws it away as Brandon Smith had him blanketed.
Yeah, another fake bubble screen. Dan Rauscher, the offensive coordinator, must have seen something. They're trying to get some activity, selling these bubble screens to Keyshawn Martin and throwing it down the field to Cunningham. That time, Georgia says, we're not buying it. 3rd down and goal from the 7. Tough spot for Michigan State. They're going an empty backfield set.
Cunningham's their big touchdown man. Number 3 has caught 12 this year. Cousins has it. The rush is 4. He throws end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Keith Nichol gives the Spartans the lead.
I give these Spartans so much credit. I didn't think there was a chance they could come back and get the lead in this football game after that first half of misery. But Mark D'Antonio's Spartans have just taken the lead. And Eckel, on a sharp post pattern in the slot, gives Michigan State the lead.
2-point attempt coming, trying to make it a 3-point game. Keith Nichol, who went to Oklahoma, the quarterback, did not beat out Sam Bradford. Came here to Michigan State, didn't beat out Kirk Cousins. He's turned into a big receiver. Remember, he had the great, memorable catch of the Hail Mary against Wisconsin. Other big plays during the year. 3rd Spartan attempt for 2. They were 2 for 2 in the regular season. Cousins off the corner, he's pressured. Keyshawn Martin's got nowhere to go, and the lead remains 1. Good job by Brandon Boykin and Brandon Smith for Georgia's defense.
Well, 3rd and goal at the 7-yard line. Look for number 7, Nichol, coming on your left side of the screen. Just a sharp post pattern. He goes up and gets it. He beats Brandon Smith, number 1. Just a well-thrown ball. You have a big receiver, a physical target in Nichol. Let him go get it. And I've seen Nichol. He's thrown about 100 passes here at Michigan State himself, Mike. He's a really interesting prospect at the next level. A lot of people think he could be a safety in the NFL, but Mark D'Antonio, probably one of the most unheralded coaches in college football. You got to give him credit.
They're inside out.
Well, this has been the star of the game. Brandon Boykin, can he make magic happen again? Here's Boykin from the 6. The Dogs are down for the first time today. He's got nowhere to go. Tyler Ellsworth on the tackle. And now sophomore Aaron Murray from Plant High School in Tampa, a few miles down the road. Intercepted twice this half, takes over. His own 19. Murray throws, it's caught by Malcolm Mitchell down the sideline. Mitchell to the 36-yard line, gain of 17.
That's not an easy throw. I don't know if it's a back shoulder fade or there's a timing depth on this, but this ball's thrown perfectly to Malcolm Mitchell, just a freshman. Watch him surge up the field. Ball's thrown perfectly. Georgia does a nice job of these fly stop patterns.
Seen a half dozen different people in the backfield for Georgia today. Now Carlton Thomas, a junior, the most dependable of the bunch. Murray shakes the shoulders. Oh, a downfield strike caught by Tavares King. Tavares King inside the 20. Makes a move on Denard. Hit at the 11-yard line. Tavares King, who has set the Outback Bowl record for receiving yards, closing in on 200.
Watch this. Not only Tavares King, but what a great throw. Here's Tavares at the top of the screen. Just a stutter go on the outside. Number 39. You see Trenton Robinson get beat. Great job after the catch by King.
205 receiving yards. Carlton Thomas. Denikos Allen with a knockout shot. Wow. Another tackle for loss.
King's going to get some Gatorade. 205 yards, Mike.
Not just a bowl record, a school record, any game in Georgia football history, 114 years. Most receiving yards for Tavares King, the junior out of Mount Airy. His biological dad, Anthony, a tight end at Clemson in the late 70s. Georgia trying to retake the lead in field goal range. Murray hit as he throws. It's ruled nothing right now. It's a clear ruling, ruled incomplete. Ruled incomplete on the field. William Golston with the contact.
That had to hurt. William Golston really gets off. They're blitzing. Jonas Allen with Golston, and once again a breakdown in pass protection. And if you're going to blow a protection, don't blow it against William Golston. He's 6'6", 280 pounds.
Correct call. Been a very, very well officiated game here today. Brandon Boykin's the back. The star of the day for Georgia other than King. 3rd and 12. Look at the Boykin. Here's Boykin in the 5. Boykin's in the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs. Oh, what a day.
How do you play offense, defense, and return punts 90 yards for touchdown at this level of football? We're learning a lot about Brandon Boykin. He comes right out of the backfield, and you're going to see him just surge right down the middle. No one covered him.
He has scored on a safety, as on Michigan State's very first play. He tackled Keyshawn Martin in the end zone. Then he had an Outback Bowl record 92-yard punt return for touchdown. And there catches the touchdown. Second receiving touchdown of the year. Now leading by 5. Georgia will go for 2. And the back, Carlton Thomas, just came in off the sideline. Murray rolls to the right. He brought Mitchell that way. Goes to Mitchell. And they got the 2.
That's what you do. You put the ball in the left hash with a right-handed quarterback when you're going for 2, and you flood the field with wide receivers that time. Big third down, big 2-point conversion.
What a drive and a response by Georgia. Let's see what Michigan State can do. Dogs on top again. Kirk Cousins will try to respond to a Brandon Boykin show so far. A pop-up kickoff this time to cause some problems, and is caught and obliterated is Nico Palazzi, the fullback. Big matchups against some of the best teams in the country. This one has been tight, a very competitive second half. Keyshawn Martin looking for space to throw. He does. It's Linthicum having the day of his life in his final day in the Spartan green and white. Tackled by Sean Williams. First down.
This Keyshawn Martin, he's one of the few guys in college football that have scored 5 different ways. He can return punts. He can catch touchdown passes. He can even come in motion, accept the handoff, and throw the ball to a tight end. What a creative play. Michigan State pulling out all the stops right now.
First and 10, Michigan State trying to respond to Georgia. Kirk Cousins out of the flat. Here comes fullback Todd Anderson. Just his 6th catch as Anderson rumbles to the first down mark over by the 35-yard line. Welcome to those of you who watched the Florida Gators beat Ohio State 24-17. Here at the Outback Bowl, Georgia led 16-0. Michigan State scored all 14 of the third quarter. Moving back and forth with scores here in the 4th. The last one from a local resident, Tampa, Florida's own Aaron Murray, the Georgia quarterback, to that guy, Brandon Boykin, Fayetteville, Georgia. What a star he's been today. Le'Veon Bell carries to the 33, gain of about 3.
And watching his Georgia defense all season, they've looked at number 29, Jarvis Jones, as their closer. They've been able to get some leads. I saw them against Kentucky, against Tennessee. They get a lead, And then Jarvis Jones rushes the passer and ends your day. So far in the second half, Michigan State's done an excellent job against number 29, Jarvis Jones of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Linthicum, the tight end, in motion. He's got 110 yards today. Cousins throwing his way. There he is, stumbling out of bounds over at the 28-yard line. If you get a minute or two, or 10 minutes it'll take you, get on YouTube and go put in a YouTube search for Kirk Cousins' speech. Kirk Cousins was asked to speak representing all the student athletes in the Big Ten at the Big Ten kickoff luncheon in Chicago in August. 165,000 views, and I added one to it this morning. You need to see it. For those of you who are against college athletics and say that, no, it can't be right and done the right way, listen to this kid's words to go with his great resume on the field. Unbelievable kid. Trying to get a first down here on 3rd and 2. Cousins throws. It's deflected. Wintry kept it alive. And a big fella, Jenkins, comes away with the pick. All 351 pounds of Jenkins, the beneficiary of the athleticism of Ogletree.
Yeah, they're running a wide corner route, and Alec Ogletree shows his first-round talent. This ball's going to be thrown to the corner route, and Ogletree goes up, makes a great second-effort tip play, and that's a nose tackle. John Jenkins, 357 pounds, finishing the play for the Georgia defense. Man, I'd love to see big guys get interceptions. I saw Vince Wilfork get a couple this year, Mike, for the Patriots. John Jenkins looked just as good right there. This Ogletree been special today.
Sophomore out of Newman, Georgia. Been outstanding. They still have plenty of time to stop Georgia here and get the ball back on their own.
Very important that Michigan State now, after this 2 or 3 minute layoff, stuffs this early down run. You cannot give up a first down or they're in real trouble.
Richard Samuel will be the back here at 3:43. Samuel looking to cut back, and it was closed off by Marcus Rush, the redshirt freshman out of Cincinnati's Moeller High School.
And you'll see Aaron Murray use every second that he can. He'll snap this ball inside of 3 seconds. Georgia leaning on their big backs in these situations. Richard Samuel, the fourth. Remember, he's the back that closed out the Florida Gators earlier in the season. Ball security vital, and they would love to bang this ball for a first down.
Just joining us, Isaiah Crowell, the freshman, did not start, injured his left ankle in the first half. 2nd and 9. Took every second off the clock. Here goes Samuel to the right. The stout Spartan rush defense with the stop. Michigan State's going to hold that timeout here, and this one will take us with a snap at about 2:10.
Now's the call of the game. If you're offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, head coach Mark Richt, Georgia's had a lot of success throwing the ball to Tavares King. Be interesting to see if he gives Aaron Murray, highly touted sophomore quarterback, one more look at throwing the football.
Can ice the game with a first down here. It's 3rd and 8. Murray will hand it. They'll run it up the middle. Michigan State will use that final timeout when the play's whistled dead at 2:06. So it'll be a punt to the Spartans as Danico Allen and Max Bulla make the tackle. And Michigan State will have a chance without timeouts to try to move it down the field.
Do not be surprised if they bring all they have in this situation.
Isaiah Lewis ran into the kicker. They go after the kicker this time. Don't get to Butler. Keyshawn Martin let it bounce. It was tough to bring in for him. So it'll be 85 yards they need to drive against the Georgia defense. You remember October 22. Clock striking right about midnight. The long ball off the face mask of B.J. Cunningham into the waiting hands of Keith Nickel. Ruled on the field that he was short and not in the end zone. But then on review, the look down the line showed that he had the ball and he broke the plane. And bedlam ensued in East Lansing as Michigan State had a dramatic win. What can they do here? No timeouts, 85 yards, $1:55 to go. Three-man rush. Cousins shot for the middle. There's Nickel. There's that man again. 15 and a first down. Clock stops to move the chains.
Great protection. They sent help to the right. Fofanotti got it versus Jarvis Jones, and now Jones is going to come to the top of the screen and work the other side.
From the 30. Slanting is Cunningham. Gain of 7. Clock spins. Minute and a half to go.
This is where you want to see Kirk Cousins. Watch him run the show. He's going to tell everybody where to line up. He'll call the play, signal it, and off he goes.
2nd and 3. Bobbles the snap. Cunningham got it. Cunningham stays in bounds. Goes to the 41. If he got out of that tackle, it was a foot race. Clock stops to move him. 1:11 left in regulation.
That's 3 great throws by Kirk Cousins. Look at him executing at crunch time. This is what he loves the most.
Final minute, Michigan State trying to tie. Cousins, Le'Veon Bell out of the backfield. Gets as much as he can, gets out of bounds. Very well executed move, John. They've gone 47 yards efficiently and effectively.
No question. And they've mixed it up with 3-step drops, 5-step drops. He's thrown the ball to 4 different receivers. And right now, Georgia needs to find their vaunted pass rush. Been awful quiet. Number 83, Washington. Top of the screen. Got to find some heat.
Second and 7 for the senior. Cousins steps up into space, takes off. He's got a first down. Pointing out for blocks. Cousins inside the 20 and out of bounds inside the 20. Kirk Cousins trying to lead a game-tying drive in his final game in the Spartan green and white.
Play man-to-man coverage. Sometimes you don't account for the quarterback. Everybody scatters, playing man-to-man coverage underneath and over the top, and Kirk Cousins not only scrambles for a first down, but he stops the clock. They've got plenty of time. Michigan State, what a drive when they needed it the most.
Brandon Boykin, 2 for Georgia, has been the star of this bowl game. Can he make the play in the red zone? The game on the line. Cousins throws. Nickel with the catch. Out of bounds at the 12 is Keith Nickel. 43 seconds remaining in regulation.
Watch how quick Cousins gets rid of this football. He catches it in the shotgun, throws it off his back foot. Perfect location. And his veteran receiving mate Keith Nickel stops the clock. But this ball's out in a hurry and it's thrown perfectly. This is a tremendous job by Kirk Cousins and his Spartan teammates.
Nickel and Keyshawn Martin go to the top. B.J. Cunningham bottom of the screen. 43 seconds left. Spartans for the tie. Cousins for Cunningham. That was a great job at the line of scrimmage by Sanders Cummings. Pass incomplete.
Yeah, Sanders Cummings rises to the challenge here against Michigan State's all-time leading receiver. Bump and run coverage. They're trying to get the fade at that outside pylon, and Sanders Cummings does a great job finding the football and pinning B.J. Cunningham into the boundary. That's good defense.
2 plays to get 4 yards and a first down, or get 12 yards and a touchdown.
No back set. Had success throwing the ball to the post to number 7, Keith Nickel, earlier in this set.
Cousins fires. Caught by Martin. To the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Spartans.
Great design by Michigan State.
This will get looked at, I'm sure, upstairs to make sure that he's in. Watch the end of the play. Knee down there, shy of the goal line. On that first look, have to take a longer look at it. Here he goes. That knee does make contact with the ground. And we saw from that first angle he was shy of the goal line. So I think it's inside the 1 with 34 seconds left. And every play reviewed in college football. Cousins 6 of 7 on the drive, 65 yards, a touchdown pass, and a 20-yard run to get a first down as well. And here's Ed Ardito.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to crossing the goal line. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. It'll be a first down for Michigan State.
And the Spartans will have enough time on the clock to run it one time if they want to hand it to Le'Veon Bell, their big 240-pound back. They can kill it if they don't make it. Be interesting to see this.
Second and goal, Spartans. Le'Veon Bell, contact, keeps fighting, and he's in for the touchdown, MSU.
That's what they did. They went to their bread and butter power play. And Le'Veon Bell says, that's why I'm here at Michigan State as a 240-pound feature back. Give it to me when the game is on the line in an inches situation, and I'll score. Right off the right side, they use their all Big Ten foreman at left guard as the escort, and that's good hard running by Le'Veon Bell.
Dan Conroy's made every extra point this year. Missed only one in his career to tie the game. The snap was low. What a job by the holder. And the kick is good. Brad Sontag did a superb job of getting the ball down. He's a fifth-year senior, part of that very first recruiting class at D'Antonio's, out of Saginaw, Michigan. In just his first year as the holder, watch the job he does. That is good stuff. And we are 19 seconds away, thanks in part to the hold by Sontag, from the third overtime in the history of this bowl game. Now you've got Brandon Boykin back, the star of this bowl game, waiting to get his hands on it one more time, and here he is at the 5. He scored on safety, on a reception, on a punt return. He's brought down here at the 22-yard line. 13 seconds and one timeout for Georgia. We've had 2 other overtimes in Outback Bowl history. Start the decade on Jan 1, 2010. Auburn Northwestern, that fabulous game. Mike Kafka threw it 78 times in that game. Remember that? And then the Dogs in Purdue, when Georgia rallied from down 25-0 against Drew Brees. Kirk Cousins got it all under control, and so does Murray on the other side too. Georgia, one's a senior, one's a sophomore. 2 very similar and strong leaders.
You have to really be impressed with the way these 2 teams played, particularly with the long layoff, Mike. There's always a concern about teams that lose their championship game, that go to play in a bowl game, that are a little lackluster because of that feeling after a defeat. But these 2 teams, they look as excited as I've ever seen.
Well, that's the team that came back from down 16, and now the Georgia side, some of their players are trying to get their guys rallied up to do the same. But clearly the momentum on the team that came back, side of the team that came back from down 16-0, and Georgia hanging their heads a little bit. Back at the Outback Bowl in Tampa, John Gruden and Jen Brown, Mike Tirico. Overtime, first time for these teams this year, and the third time in the 26-year history of the Outback Bowl. Michigan State starts on offense. Number 25, Cousins will give to Le'Veon Bell. Up the middle, and he's tied up by Avery Jones, who had a big play earlier on a 2-point conversion, a gain of 3.
And Michigan State having more success running the football. There's that one back power with the built-in bubble screen we've seen all week. I think Michigan State's going to throw it right here with trips to the right side of the formation. Spartans love to throw it here.
More seniors over here with Cunningham and Nickel and Martin. Pressure up the middle. Swinging it out for Bell, incomplete as Cousins had to hang in there and take a shot. Jarvis Jones.
Well, look where he comes from, Mike. I mean, they weren't getting pressure off the edge, so let's bring him right up the middle. Double A gap blitz right up the middle. Number 29, Jarvis Jones. Hey, if I can't beat your tackle, I'll come right up the middle. And that's the beauty of this scheme. Huge third down for Michigan State. This is where Georgia has relied on pressure throughout this game on 3rd and long.
Field goal from here is just under 40 yards with the wind at their back. adjusting the protection up front of the line. Here's the senior Cousins. Pressure off the edge. He throws. It's intercepted and taken away by Bakari Rambo. Rambo brought down to the 26-yard line. So now with a flag on the back end of it, now Georgia will have a chance to win the game with points.
Sanders Cummings, it's pressure. See what the penalty is first, but Sanders Cummings comes on a short corner blitz just like they did earlier in this football game. Well, Sanders Cummings is going to come off the short side of the field. He's not going to be blocked. And it's just a great job by Georgia blitzing and playing zone coverage behind the blitz. And when you have a veteran safety like Rambo, that's when they flourish the most. Rambo has 13 interceptions. He's made a living playing in this blitz-happy scheme of Todd Grantham.
All Georgia needs is a field goal to get the win.
And I expect Michigan State to be very aggressive, knowing that, trying to knock the Bulldogs out of field goal position. And look who's in the game at running back for the Bulldogs. Carlton Thomas, all 162 pounds of him.
5'7". Thomas gets the handoff. The convoy to the left on an open field. Contact made by Isaiah Lewis. Strong safety out of Indianapolis's Ben Davis High School.
They have all these young backs in Georgia, and I think Thomas is the guy they trust the most. Picking up blitzes, handling audibles, carrying the ball or catching it. And I'd be surprised if Mark Richt doesn't hand the ball off again, given the fact that they are in field goal position and a field goal wins this game for the Bulldogs.
Mark did tell us yesterday, John, is my most dependable back. Carlton Thomas started that SEC championship game. Just going to get right to the middle of the field here, and from here a field goal is 43 yards, and they're going to go for it on third down and bring out Walsh. Interesting decision here. Don't want to mess around anymore. Go to Walsh, who his sophomore year won a game against Arizona State. He has a chance to take the all-time Georgia points record on his final kick as a Bulldog. He's missed 12 this year. 42 yards for the win on the way, and it is wide right. No good, and the game goes on. He had missed 5 field goals from between 40 and 49, so the decision just to center it in the middle of the field, not get further down the field on third down, cost him scoreless overtime. Number 2 after this. Mark Richt's kicker missed the field goal and would have won the Outback Bowl for Georgia. They get the ball on offense first after a scoreless first overtime. Tampa, Florida's Aaron Murray went to high school 4 miles from here. He's loading up. Downfield from Malcolm Mitchell. Incomplete with Johnny Adams step-for-step covering.
That's just great coverage by Johnny Adams. He got flagged earlier in this game, but Malcolm Moore going on a corner route against one-on-one coverage, and Johnny Adams does an excellent job, I think, at the end of the play. Wow, good tight coverage. No huddle offense. Murray getting this play from the sideline. Watch Max Bulla, the middle linebacker of Michigan State. He'll counter with an audible of his own.
2nd and 15. Aaron Murray from the 30 as Golston coming in. He got brought down. Murray keeps the play alive on the roll. Just going to get out at the line of scrimmage. Third down coming up. No gain. Good defense by the Spartans.
Well, they're running a double move to freshman Malcolm Mitchell. He's going to run a hook and go, and Isaiah Lewis says, I'm not buying it. It's going to be on the other side of the screen, on the left side of the screen. But they tried to get Malcolm Mitchell, number 26, on a double move. You'll see it right here. And Isaiah Lewis wheeled nicely to cover it.
Got to get some yards here for Georgia. Third down. The back is Carlton Thomas. Big play, Marlon Brown in the slot. Nearly intercepted as Darquez Denard was in front of Tavares King. And we will have a 47-yard into the wind field goal attempt coming up here.
Well, it's a 4-deep zone. You're going to see a 4-deep zone, and the Spartans run overload pressure with it. So Murray has to get rid of the football. And again, it's just good, solid defense. Darquez Denard, good zone recognition, big field goal right here. Walsh needs to redeem himself.
Georgia for the lead. Blair Walsh, 47 on the way, hooking it in. Good kick. Great to see a senior not end his kicking career on that missed field goal.
That was a great kick right there.
Sure was. So they lose 5 yards, and those who are critical of the college football overtime rules, we had this fodder to your argument. For 3 plays, lose 5 yards, still get a chance to score points. So Walsh, the kicker, one senior, almost had his career end on a missed field goal, but he got a chance at redemption. Cousins threw an interception. Now he gets a chance at redemption. He gets a chance to win the game. First bowl win in the Mark D'Antonio era. And for these seniors, if they can score a touchdown, Cousins throws. Keyshawn Martin, first down, 13-yard line. Gain of 12.
Boy, that time Martin just runs a quick out, and Brandon Boykin, the field corner, gets caught in a run-out technique. Watch Boykin run out of there. Ball's thrown quickly to the outside. I thought Martin's knee might have gone down there, Mike. Good call by the official.
That's Garrett Selleck. Backup tight end in motion. Cousins looking. Just threw it away as Linthicum was blanketed. Christian Robinson, the linebacker, and then the DBs in coverage as well.
Right now, Michigan State has 3 tight ends on the field, just 1 wide out and 1 back. And here comes the veterans. Number 7, who scored earlier, Keith Nickel. Number 82, Keyshawn Martin, back in the game, and feature back Le'Veon Bell. Michigan State has quads, 4 receivers to the field.
It is 3rd and 3 for Cousins. Moves the pocket, throws it towards the end zone toward Nickel. Good coverage, and the pressure made the difference there. Again, Jarvis Jones. So Michigan State on 2nd and 3 and 3rd and 3 didn't choose to run the ball with Bell. Threw it both times, and now a field goal attempt to tie the game.
Yeah, Jones gets off on the bottom of the screen and beats Dan France, the left tackle from Michigan State.
So it's on the foot of Dan Conroy, 2nd year as the Spartan kicker. This is to tie the game. It's 35 to force the 3rd overtime. Last snap was bad. This one's okay. Kicks on the way. And we're on the way to OT number 3. So 2 overtimes, 6 points. Shutout in the first one. Couple field goals here in the second one. And a heck of a job on the hole by Sontag. We're tied at 30. Well, congratulations to Jim McVay, the president and CEO of this Outback Bowl, and everyone associated with it. They put on a great week, and the 2 teams they invited put on an even better game.
Yes, they have.
30-30 overtime number 3. Georgia with the choice, so they play defense. Cousins and the Michigan State offense start with it. To score a touchdown now, you have to go for 2. Cousins tried the slant. Incomplete. Le'Veon Bell couldn't get to the spot where Alec Ogletree's been hanging out all day long.
Using Le'Veon Bell in a lot of different roles in this second half, trying to get him to impact this football game. That time, slant route well played. Ogletree, he's been everywhere tonight.
Reminder, the Rose Bowl game a few minutes from kicking off over on ESPN was Oregon and Wisconsin set to take the field in Pasadena. 2nd and 10. Here comes Bell to the right. Did he get past Ogletree? Yeah, but the pursuit still came with Sanders Cummings, and that tells you what kind of back Le'Veon Bell is. He took Sanders Cummings at 6'2", 217 for a 4-yard ride.
Going to see penetration off the right side. Ball's going to bounce to the outside. He gets away from Ogletree. Here comes Sanders Cummings, and he holds up Bell long enough till his teammate Rambo can clean up the pile. Sanders Cummings has had a nice day today.
Sure has. Sanders Cummings, Westside High School in Augusta, 2 miles away from Magnolia Lane where they play the Masters.
You like these open formations. The only question you have when you don't have a back in the backfield is, can you block Jarvis Jones in this Georgia pass rush with no help?
3rd and 8 from the 23. Linthicum, the tight end, has had a career day, comes in motion, shows Cousins what they're doing. Here's Kirk with the snap. He throws to Le'Veon Bell, who got the first down. So they go to Bell, a good receiver. John mentioned it earlier. He's 3rd on this team in pass receptions.
Well, they blitzed from the field, and they chose not to drop number 29, Jarvis Jones. And they throw a little smash route right out there to Le'Veon Bell. Good work.
Bell's day, 79 yards, 2 scores. The 14, this will be the 79th play the Spartans run today. 51 of them have been passes. They've come back from down 16-0. And there goes Bell up the middle at the 8-yard line. I would have done it down there when they had 2nd and 3. I keep banging him. Run Bell.
Boy, Georgia looks tired now, and Michigan State runs right behind Joel Foreman, number 67, who started as many games as any offensive lineman in Spartan history. Remember, John Jenkins, the nose tackle, is not playing for the Bulldogs. Gathers number 99 has taken his place, and right now, Michigan State's taking it right to the teeth of Georgia's run defense.
4 for the first down, 8 for the touchdown. Here comes Linthicum in motion. Another blocker for Bell. What a tackle by Ogletree.
Boy, this Bell has a great straight arm. And Ogletree makes another superb tackle. But watch the straight arm. Le'Veon Bell. That's a powerful back, number 24. A heck of a tackle by Ogletree.
Not the first time they've met today.
I might have to give it to him again. I really think Bell is feeling it right now.
6'2", 237 out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Quick snap. Cousins, play action. In the flat. Martin couldn't catch it. Oh! Keyshawn Martin had a first down. Maybe a touchdown.
Would have been him and Rambo at that front pylon. Hard play action fake to Le'Veon Bell. And they try to leak Keyshawn Martin out in the flat. Wasn't a perfect throw, but I've seen Martin catch those all year for the Spartans.
Dan Conroy. Brad Sontag, the holder's done a good job. It's a new snapper for this game, Steve Moore. Matt Giampapa was suspended, the regular snapper. Sontag had a tough time getting it down. And Conroy able to knock it through. 33-30. Georgia with a touchdown wins the Outback Bowl.
Those hash marks make kicking very difficult. I think the closer you get to the goalpost. I'm not so sure they didn't take that 5-yard delay game penalty just to improve the angle of the kick, and it's another great hold. I'll tell you what, we might want to rethink the player of the week, player of the game here.
Sontag. Well, that one was a better snap. He's just waiting for the ground ball. Now he got the high hard one. Get down there and knock it through. So pressure kicks a couple of times here for Dan Conroy from Wheaton, Illinois.
Well, Orson Charles, the tight end from right here in Tampa, Florida, Tampa Plant High School, been awful quiet. Outstanding receiving tight end. Wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to find Orson Charles down the seam.
Michigan State's done a good job on Charles. Just 1 catch, 2 yards for a guy with NFL prospects, junior. Aaron Murray in his hometown. Touchdown, wins the game. Sophomore sets. He takes a shot, incomplete. As the pass was intended toward Marlon Brown. The coverage from Trenton Robinson forces 2nd down.
And we thought Trent Robinson wasn't going to play. It's a good thing he did today for Michigan State, because that's the 5th time we've called his name out in key situations. The senior, all Big Ten, captain of this outfit, really playing well today.
Violation of team rules, didn't start, was on the field during that first drive, only out for a play or two. 2nd and 10. Georgia's missed a field goal already in overtime. Field goal to keep it going. Touchdown to win the game. Murray with time, it's deflected, and it's almost intercepted. Would have been the game winner. Marcus Rush dropping back in coverage, got a hand on it. Now we have 3rd down coming up.
Well, they come after Aaron Murray with double A gap pressure, and watch number 30, Carlton Thomas, come through here and cut down this blitzer, Mac Boa. Ball's just thrown into a zone blitz coverage, and you got to give credit to number 44, Marcus Rush, a defensive end, buzzing to that curl zone.
Underway in Pasadena. Rose Bowl has begun as we wrap up here in Tampa. 3rd overtime. 2 plays, no yards. Murray, look out from behind. He's sacked by Golston. Back at the 30, so a field goal is going to be about 47 yards with the wind at his back to try to keep the game alive.
William Golston saving the best for last. Number 2. He's beaten number 72, Gates, at left guard, and Golston's done it all day long here in Tampa, Florida. 47-yarder, Mike.
Blair Walsh to send us to a 4th overtime. It is blocked! It is blocked! Spartan, Michigan State sends its senior class out with a bowl win.
I think it was worthy right up the middle. Might have been Anthony Rashad White, but penetration right up the gut. Watch it.
It was Rashad White who got the hand. It's all taped up in there. It's getting another look. Yep, got the big mid up there.
You take this in big, Mike. Down 16-0 at halftime. Michigan State finds a way to get Mark D'Antonio his first bowl victory, and they sent out their 3-time captain, Kirk Cousins, with style.
Our final score in triple overtime, Michigan State 33, Georgia 30. The Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio is underway on ESPN with John Gruden, Jen Brown, and our entire crew. Mike Tirico saying goodbye from Tampa. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sport. Thanks for enjoying a terrific Outback Bowl. And start your new year right here on your ABC station.